I'm Jody with United Pawnbrokers out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Today I have one of my favorite platforms of handguns. This is a CZ75 SP-O1 Tactical. So in the box, one thing that's kind of interesting about these boxes is that it does have a little push tab here. See a lot of used CZ boxes that have that broke off. But inside, of course, you have your cable lock and your owner's manual, which is actually kind of a thick, nice book style manual. You have a red plastic cleaning rod, a nice wire brush, little Allen key in order to adjust a few things on the gun. You have two 19 round magazines. These are slightly extended. And of course the gun. The CZ75 platform has been around for quite a long time now, and it, like I said, is one of my favorites just because of how well they shoot. So on the SP-O1 Tactical, they call it the Tactical because it does have a ambi decocker on it. So it's kind of the Omega style, which the Omegas, from what I understand, sadly are no longer being made. But you do have it on both sides, very easy to run, and it's all the way to the rear, kind of where you're going to be used to seeing like a 1911 safety. When speaking about that, the standard SP-O1 does not have ambi controls, and it is the traditional forward style safety that you're going to see on a lot of 75s. One thing that is awesome about the CZ75 and its mini platforms is that they're NATO approved. So just kind of something neat. You have some NSN numbers on some of them. This one does not have that. But the SP-O1, in comparison to the normal 75, has a really nice pick rail on bottom. Allows you to mount any variety of accessories that will mount on a normal Picatinny rail. And it also gives just a little bit more weight on this all-steel gun. The grips that are included are CZ's rubber grips. It does kind of have a palm swell shape to them. Very ergonomic for both right and left-handed shooters. They are grippy enough to not slip, but they're not going to chew you up either. One thing that is really neat about the 75 platform is that there is a wide variety, especially if you go on the internet and look up like lock grips. I'm sure you can find some knockoffs on Amazon, but Lock Grips make some really cool options for the CZ75. For this particular model, you do have the traditional hammer that has the round eyelet through it and the traditional round trigger. So it is not the angled back like the Omega, and it is not the semi-straight trigger. It is in a black polycoat finish, which is a highly resistant finish. I've never really had any problem with it out of the multiple CZs I have at home. But it does wear just a little bit on the front corners whenever you carry it in a holster, but it gives it a really unique look. On this gun, it does have some forward serrations. They're pretty easy to use, especially with the hammer's back. But with the hammer forward, it is quite a challenge sometimes because of the slide being so small. And the rear, which is what I prefer to use on a CZ75, have a really nice machined indent that allow you to really grab that slide and pull it back. This gun does have a 4.6 inch barrel, so just a little bit bigger than a lot of standard duty size handguns that we see now. And like I said, it does include those two 19 round magazines. Most of them that you're going to see are going to be flush fit in 17 rounds, I believe. For this gun, it is double action and single action. So your first trigger pull is going to be nice and long. Every subsequent shot is going to be a really nice short crisp trigger pull. You do have some options to upgrade that if you choose. Cajun Gunworks and M Carbo are both great options. For an overall length, it is a little bit over 8 inches long. With the magazine, it is almost 6 inches tall, and it's about 1.5 inches wide in its widest point. For your back strap and your front strap, you have some really nice machining work here. It's like the grips. It is not super aggressive. It's not going to chew you up, but it is enough to get a good grip and you're not going to slip. The one thing about this gun and many other CZs is that you have a super low bore axis, which makes these guns super easy to shoot, in my opinion. The one downside of that is you don't have a whole lot of meat to grab a hold of because only a very slim portion of the slide is actually exposed. But overall, very little recoil with this system, and it is not quite the traditional tilting barrel system that we're used to. For this gun here, we do have the 75B kind of squared off trigger guard with some knurling up front, and that allows you to really ride the front of the trigger guard if you so choose. And once again, this gun is all steel. So you are looking at a gun that weighs about 2.5 pounds. So it is a really heavy gun, but it shoots amazing and I highly recommend it. So come and check it out.